Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Thanks very much for coming along for the ride. Today, we're going to do a little tour of the different bikes I have and what I've done to them, what I plan to do next, and then we're going to try to figure out what my next project is, because I don't know either. But this one is the one I've done a recent video series on. It's my 99 Sportster. And so here's what all I've done to it. I put a TC Bros hardtail on it. I put a Hammer Performance 1250 kit on it. I built my own air cleaner, oil tank. I heavily modified the fuel tank. And then I raked the front neck. So I cut off all the gusseting here and fixed that. I also made custom motor mounts. I got this one and I got one on the other side. I made my own exhaust pipes, which I think came out really, really well. I also did a chain conversion on this one so that, oh yeah, and I did the whole, this is a stock Sportster fender that I modified. I had to shorten it and then I had to cut off the ends, and then I made these struts to kind of hold it in place so she's ain't going nowhere. Also built a battery tray for this one and a license plate mount. So a lot of work on this bike. But the engine actually, I didn't have to do as much to it as I did on the other two Ironheads. But it fought me more. So there's been issues with the engine. You can go back and look at all the other videos, but she's running good now and strong. And so I thought I'd do a little, right around the block, right around the neighborhood, just to show you guys what she's made of. So let's get into it. Dark glasses. Apologize for the video quality here. I have not figured out yet how to get a video like this to stabilize better, so I won't make you suffer through too much of it, but just wanted to give you a little bit of a slice. This is my 78 Sportster, and see if I can't show a before shot up in the corner someplace, but she was a mess. Both the jugs were off, only had one piston. Piston had a giant hole in it. I was missing the generator, the carburetor, the starter, a bunch of stuff. So this was a forged neck, and I raked it out to about 39 degrees. That 99 Sportster ended up being about 41 degrees. Big difference in the steering between these two. Hardtailed it. This is a lowbrow hardtail, and kind of starting to lean this direction. Really like these. Fender is just a, I took the existing stock Sportster fender and I modified it. I took, I think, an inch or inch and a half out of the middle. I re-radiused it so it would fit around the tire smaller. I made brackets for everything. I made these struts, made the pipes, welded up this oil tank. It was a kit that I welded up. Made the air cleaner. Extensive modification to this tank. I dished both sides, and then I hacked out about 2 inches out of the middle of it. I don't think I changed the length. I think I left that the same, but she looked like a bulbous whale. So had to modify it a little bit. Put the apes on it. These two controls were extensively modified. So they used to have that big old square box here. I ended up making these parts out of aluminum, and then I had to weld up an area for them to mount to. There's a whole video series on that. Pretty challenging, but really proud of the way those came out. What else did I do to this thing? Oh, complete motor rebuild, like all the way down to splitting the crank all apart. This one had some performance parts in it when I got it. It had S&S crank in it. It wasn't stroked or anything, but it was a little bit hard to figure out what bearings and things to use. What else did it have? Oh, it had some PB plus cams in it, I think, or PB, one of the two. It's for the two Ironheads I have, it's probably got a little bit more grunt than the other one that I'm about to show you, my 83. But I'd have to say that the 99 takes the prize in terms of torque and power. Plus, it's got 5 speeds. I don't know if you noticed in my riding video, it's like I keep looking for that 5th gear, and it ain't there. Headlight bucket on this, also modified, made a new bracket for it. Lots of little brackets all over this thing. It's got an S&S carburetor. It's a copy. And, you know, I don't have anything bad to say about it. It actually runs pretty good. Might be just a tad rich. I built these pipes. Unfortunately, I didn't coat them with the silicone coating you're supposed to so they don't turn white, but live and learn. And I did a valve job on this one and polished all of the parts on the engine. I mean, there was a lot of them too. And you sand them down and sand them down some more. And then when you think you're done, you sand a little bit more. And then you run them on the buffing wheel. And yeah, a lot of work. But this, I picked like the worst day to do this. There's like a crazy windstorm out there. So I don't know how my riding videos came out. We'll find out, but they are probably kind of shaky. So, but we'll find out. This seat actually came from a friend. My buddy over at Alamotive, well, he's the Alamotive mechanic, but he gave me the seat. It was a tan color. And then my buddy up the street, he says, you know, I bet that thing looked really good black. So he came in and he tinted it black for me. And I like it. I probably like it better than any of my other saddles. So one of these days, I'd like to try doing my own leather work on a saddle. Got a buddy, Josiah Solberg, if you're out there. And he might, he's a leatherworking dude amongst many other talents. And I might get with him and see if I can figure out how to do a seat. So let's check out the next one. Well, it looks like my audio died for the 78 Sportster run, so my apologies. All right, this is my 83 Sportster. And when I thought I was done working on bikes and never wanted to do it again, because I rode with a riding club for a lot of years and it was a lot of fun. But, you know, when I was done, I thought I was done. But this is the one that got me started again. She was literally in boxes. I mean, completely torn apart. I'd never worked on a Harley before, so I had no idea what I was getting into. And I ended up doing a complete stem to stern conversion on this. I ended up buying more parts on this bike than making them because, you know, I didn't know how good my fabrication skills were yet, and I was learning a lot of new things. So tore off all the clamshell. This is at 1983, by the way. I tore off all the clamshell and I raked the neck, and it's at about 38, 39 degrees. And so I raked the neck. I put all these gussets in there. Hardtailed it. This is another TC Bros hardtail. I really liked it. Took the rear fender, modified it. This is a tank I bought from TC Bros. Made my own struts. I kind of like, it's the first ones I did that were curved. Well, it's the first ones I did ever. And I like those a lot. I ended up buying a license plate mount from TC Bros as well. I made these pipes. They were the first pipes I ever made. And honestly, kind of like them the best. Although the ones on the black bike, I got to say, they're the throatiest, meanest sounding pipes. These ones are like, they sound like a angry teenager. Those ones sound like a, WWE wrestler, like, and the ones on my 99, until you get on the throttle, they're really quiet. But I think that's more a function of the Evo engine than it is the pipes I made. I actually like the way they look. I keep pointing to it. You guys can't see it, but I think I like the way those came out the best. I don't know. It's kind of a cross-up. And I can't decide which one of these three I like the best. For the longest time, I liked this one the best because it was my first build. The first time I ever went through an Ironhead engine, and I made a critical error, and I had my oil pump airlocked. And so I ran this thing for 1,000 miles, and the motor literally blew up. I mean, one of the pistons melted down, and I had to do it all over again. I was like, wow, that's kind of, part two that I didn't want. But I went through it and I learned a lot. Well, it looks like my audio died. But what I learned is that on these engines, you can airlock the oil pump. I tested this theory when I had the engine out, and I saw that the entire insides were dry, which made no sense. So I assumed I had an oil pressure problem. So I hooked up a funnel with a hose to the oil pump, and I added oil. Then I ran the engine around using the connecting rods to rotate it, and I got no oil pressure up to 200 revolutions. So I read through the manual, and I read there that there was a bleeding procedure on the oil pump where you loosen the oil pressure switch and allow fluid to come through up to 2 ounces. So I did all of that, and then I started to turn the engine over with the connecting rods. And after 50 revolutions, I had plenty of oil pressure up towards the top of the engine. So that was the issue. That was the important lesson I learned. So, hey, let's get to the riding. Again, I apologize for the lack of stability control in these videos. I'm working on that. Hopefully I'll come up with a better solution next time I do a riding video. you guys think? There's my 83. There's my 78. And there is my 99. And I gotta say, I like them all, but I don't know which one I like better. So let me know which one you like the best and what things you like about it and what things you would do differently if it were your project. So, hey, thanks y'all very much. Appreciate it very, very much. And I said very much 3 times. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all take care. And God bless.